Good morning, afternoon and evening all. This is Yorkie with some Project Cars gameplay. Good God, does it sound glorious. So yes, this is Project Cars. We're doing the California highway track, which I've featured previously on the channel, and we're also in the Zackspeed Ford Capri, which is also featured on my channel, and the two are actually combined. So if you haven't seen that video, go back and have a look at it, because there's been some noticeable changes. Obviously the first being the sound of the actual Ford Capri itself. It's changed quite heavily. It's a lot more kind of racy, high-pitched. It's kind of a more rawer sound to it, and the blow-off valves and obviously the dump of the turbo is a lot more prominent. It happens a lot more now as we actually get horrible oversteer movement. Coming over the little bump there, downshifting at the same time. Probably downshifted a little bit too early, to be honest. And the rear end just stepped out on me and didn't manage to save it, but I managed to keep it out of the barriers. So I was going to carry on with this run and just, you know, enjoy the car, because it's a fantastic car. It's a great feeling. It turns in and responds well, yet you can quite easily get it to slide and step out that rear end and have some fun trying to catch the car in a couple of interesting moments, as you'll see shortly. But the track itself has actually changed a fair bit as well. Before it was just kind of, oh, it's the same as this. Like, the road was actually all set up, the road where everything was there, but it didn't have the trees. Trees are the main thing that has come up in the past, and also a couple of other buildings and other few small minor details which are probably harder to spot have also come in. So it's basically just a nice video to show you just how much, you know, how far the tracks and cars are coming along in the development line. There's a number of tracks actually in the game which are very bare minimum, and I'm talking like one or two buildings at the start finish straight, the track itself, and like the plain grass texture around it, full of invisible walls. There's no real like bridges, barriers or anything like that. It's literally just the road, the grass around us. We get a horrible big oversteer moment there, and managed to actually save that one as well, which is pretty fun to actually do. But yeah, so all the tracks are at different various stages. Same with the cars. Some tracks are completely finished. Well, not completely finished, but like near enough finished. They got nice lighting on them at night. Obviously, full of grandstands with people and crowds in those grandstands. All the little minor details in the pit lane and all that sort of thing are there, and the cars as well. Some of them have only just been implemented or have got very early, basically placeholder sounds. Some have very placeholder handling models, so they don't effectively handle the same as a different car. But then again, there are some that are like almost finished, beta 2 stage, I think. So there's not many changes for them to come in the future. But yeah, this is a fantastic game. I believe it's coming out sometime this year, I think. Don't quite fully hold me to that, but they're a lot. It's basically they're doing daily builds. I'm getting builds weekly because of the way that I paid for the game. I didn't pay as much as other people, so I only get the builds weekly. But still, the changes throughout are fairly noticeable. I only really tend to do free practice or time trial runs. This is actually a time trial run. I have done some multiplayer as well, which has actually been pretty fun. I got some decent footage, some relatively good footage from that, and I'm hoping to do some more multiplayer. So if you guys are interested, I can show you some of that stuff. Haven't really gone into the career as of yet, as I've tried it in the past and it hadn't quite been fully operational. So I'm kind of left that for now. But yeah, a lot of the core features are actually really starting to come into the game now, and it's a mighty impressive title. Very much looking forward to a lot of people getting their hands on it, and looking forward to a lot more cars coming. There's constant cars and licenses being announced and being implemented into the game, which is always great. It keeps it fresh. Same with tracks as well. Brands Hatch, Snetterton, just to name a few that have been implemented in the recent weeks. So yeah, devs are constantly working on this, and it's a really good way of actually seeing basically the game being developed alongside you playing it. And if you really want, I can show you the difference between a track that has only just been released with hardly anything on it to a track which is kind of halfway through its development stage, and then obviously one that is pretty much fully fleshed out and finished. So let me know down below if you want to see that. It's definitely something that I've wanted to do in the past and just haven't really got around to doing. I'm hoping to do a little bit of an update on the channel sometime very soon as well, as there are some things that I need to discuss and get your opinions on. But yeah, this has been a pretty solid run through Project Cars. So you see, getting a little bit of oversteer in places here or there. The car can be a little bit shaky, but I just love driving it. The handling is just so much fun. It grips when you want it to. If you really push it, it will step out and bite you, but half the time it's manageable and controllable. Other times it's not. But yeah, it's a fantastic sounding car. It's basically just the final run down to the start-finish straight, which is down along this straight down here. It's not really straight, it's kind of a very fast-flowing, sweeping, very shallow bends. It's only got 5 gears, relatively old car. Absolutely fantastic sound. Absolute pleasure to drive this thing. It's round relatively soon. Yeah, it's just before this corner here that the clip ends. There we are. So yeah, that was a run of Project Cars through California highway with Zackspeed Ford Capri. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a rating. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. Also, let me know if you want to see that video with the tracks at different stages throughout its development cycle. Other than that, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll hopefully see you soon. Take care.